Shorty rock.
Shorty, give me one more chance. Shorty rock, give me one more chance.
Hey, what's up everybody? This is Shorty Rock and thank you for watching the Dr. Rock Show. This is my beautiful co-host right here.
How's everybody doing? I'm Dragon Lady Sue.
That's right. And on this particular show, we're actually going to get your love and relationship questions. You're actually going to email them to us, whether it's going to be in video format or it's actually going to be in written format. Whatever you want to do. You can even email us and do it anonymously and we won't say your name. But we want to get your questions because we want to answer them from a real perspective. From a male perspective and from a female perspective. Okay, Sue, let's go ahead and jump right into the show.
All right then.
Okay, we're going to jump right into the very first question. Let's go ahead and roll that real quick.
Rock, this your girl Lexi Love over here. I am just wondering, for the life of me, if you can answer this question. Why do men become lazy after being in a relationship with you, maybe down about 2 months down the line? Everything they were doing before, bringing you flowers or even making sure their house is clean before you come over. Now it's, oh, could you clean this for me? Or when you come in the door, you're automatically cleaning because you're like, what happened? It's a wreck here. Like, why aren't you cleaning up? Like, why do you feel that it's our responsibility to clean up after you? Like, I understand. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with helping your man keep his house tidy. Nothing wrong with that. But all the time, every single time I come over now, I'm washing dishes, I'm cleaning up, I'm folding clothes. That's a problem. Like, stop being lazy. Why are you guys, like, after a while, you men just become lazy and get complacent in a relationship and feel that the woman should automatically want to clean after them like we're maids or something. I am not your maid, okay? Dr. Rock, I am not your maid. So please tell me, why do men get lazy?
Okay, so basically what I'm getting is that this young lady was in a relationship where at first I guess her man was cleaning up, straightening up every time she was coming over. And then after a while, I guess of being in a relationship for a long time now, she feels like she's the maid. Like every time she comes over, she's cleaning, she's having to pick up after him, and she wants to know how. I'm assuming she wants to know how to correct this,
Yes.
so that she doesn't feel like the maid anymore.
Yes.
Okay. So number one, let me ask you this: has it ever happened to you, and
Yes.
what should she do?
Yes, it has happened to me way for a longer duration than it should have. And the immediate solution is to stop immediately. Like a cigarette smoker, just cold turkey. The first issue, there's several underlying issues there. The first issue is you allowed it. We're going to have a moment of silence for that one. You allowed it. Because the very first time it happens, if you address it then, when it comes up again, his brain is going to trigger, I might not want to do this. But when you don't do anything and the behavior reoccurs, you're confirming that this is okay. Even though internally you're angry about it. He has no idea how you feel. Trust me when I tell you. All of the guys that do this have absolutely no idea. And their intention is not to be a slob. Their intention is to get some company. The problem is they don't know you need to do some work to have your company over comfortable and happy. And it's going on for so long because you've created what is called cognitive dissonance. Your behavior is saying one thing and your brain is saying the opposite. The two can't work together. It's like your conscious and your subconscious are at war. And you sound like you're at the point where you really need some good advice. I'm not an expert, but my advice is stop today, right now, right this second, and tell him.
Okay, so number one, I agree with you, right? This to me goes back to something that I always tell my guy friends. I don't really share this with women, so I'm gonna share it for the very first time. Okay, guys, don't hang me, don't beat me up. Okay, I know I'm about to give a little bit of the game away.
See the disclaimer on the screen.
But okay, so what I normally tell my guy friends is that women neglect their power. Women have a lot of power that they don't utilize when it comes to the world in general, okay? And the reason why I say that is because women don't realize that they set the tone in a lot of different areas when it comes to life, okay? A man will work until his hands bleed. A man will work until he's completely out of breath. If he is able to buy the car or have the house that will impress his woman. If he's able to get the vehicle that he knows women are going to be drawn to, he will do whatever it takes to get there. He will try to go above and beyond his own ability to achieve the level of success that is needed to get the type of woman that he wants. Okay? And this translates into a lot of different things. You have the power for that man to clean up every single time and for his house to be spotless if you set that standard, right? Because if you come over to his house for the very first time, right, and his house is smelly, his house got clothes all over the place, you probably wouldn't come back, right? Right? You probably wouldn't come back. So what does a man do? I might be a slob, right? But I'm going to clean up.
Because I want you to come back.
Because I want you to, not only do I want you to come back, but I want you to have an impression of me that's going to keep you a part of my life, right? So as a man, I know that I got to get this together, okay? Now, once I get you, then I can go back to being myself. You know what I'm saying? Same thing as to why on the first couple dates, or even when you first get into a relationship, a man is real, you know, chivalrous. He's a
gentleman, perfect
gentleman. Opens your doors. Speaks with such a very distinguished vernacular. He's the perfect guy, right? Because he knows in order to get your attention, in order to get you locked in, these are the things that you want. And if he doesn't do these things, right?
Bye-bye.
Then he doesn't have you, right? So as a woman, you have to maintain that power. Yes. You have to maintain the standard. Now, don't get me wrong. I like when my woman cleans. I find it sexy. I find it very attractive. I like when a woman takes time to cater to me, you know, and to tend to my needs. So if I'm struggling in a particular area, like if my house is not the cleanest, right? I like if a woman recognizes that and then says, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this for him. Right? But by no means along the lines do I ever want her to feel like a maid. By no means along the lines do I ever want her to even stop. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure she's appreciated. I'm going to make sure that every time she does clean, I'm saying thank you. I'm rewarding her in some beautiful ways.
That's the other issue. The first issue is you allowed it.
Right.
The second issue is he's not acknowledging appreciation.
Right.
There's another issue here. I'm not sure if we want to bring this
up.
No,
go ahead and say it.
I'm going to entertain it. There's an underlying factor of why you're going to his house and you never mention him coming to yours. There could be a lot of reasons for that.
Right.
That's for another show. But understand that if you're harboring any negative emotion about that, the mere act of the transportation to his house is already upsetting. Then when you get there, the atmosphere is upsetting, and then his attitude is upsetting, and you keep repeating it.
Right.
And he's not aware. If he's aware, and 2 or 3 times it's still continuing, then it's on him also. But right now it's on you because he's not at all aware.
Okay, let me tell you something, right? I know we hear this all the time, but this is real. This is real. Okay?
Yeah.
Women expect men to know.
You're supposed to be psychic.
We don't know. Ladies, we don't know. We don't know nothing. We know absolutely nothing than what you tell us. And matter of fact, sometimes we don't even know that. You probably got to tell us a couple times before we start really knowing, okay?
Yes.
You cannot expect for your man to understand how you feel about picking up after him if you are not communicating that to him. Then, here's another thing too, right? If you feel that bad about picking up after him, you need to communicate that, and then you need to stop.
Yes.
Because some men, not all men, some men, right? If you don't tell them that, number one, you don't like something, they're going to keep doing it.
Yes.
Number two, if you tell them that you don't like doing it, but you still do it, they're going to keep doing it, right? So the best thing for you to do is tell them, I don't like doing it, and then you stop doing it. Attention all Android users, the Khaliseum app is now officially in the Android Google Play Store. So make sure you go ahead and download the Khaliseum. To get there very quickly, make sure you type in www.khaliseum.com. That's khaliseum.com. Now, just to let you know a little bit about the Khaliseum, when you download the Khaliseum, you actually get a full subscription to GDE magazine, a full subscription to GYB magazine, and then you get to watch a host of various different shows, including the Dr. Rock Show, the Girls Night Out Show, as well as many, many other shows. Also, you get exclusive content to many GDE original movies and films. So make sure you visit your Google Play Store right now and download the Khaliseum. Right? And if you want me to do this, then this is what you have to do. You either have to help me, right? Or you have to do this before I get over here, or you're coming to my house.
Exactly.
Okay? Because keep in mind, you have power. You have power in a relationship. Men won't do half the ridiculous, disgusting things that they do when it comes to approaching a woman. If women would just stand up and say, we don't like that, and any man who does that, we're not going to mess with them. But the problem is, men will do these things, right? And I'm not just talking about just not cleaning up, but men will send you a penis pic in your inbox because
you didn't set the standard.
No. You might set the standard, right? But there's some women out there who are perfectly all right with it.
Yeah.
Trust me, men would not do that stupid thing if it wasn't working for somebody.
Yeah.
Just to be honest. If it wasn't working, they wouldn't do it. And that's the thing. As a woman, take hold of your power. If you want a man to treat you in a certain type of way, then the moment that they don't treat you in that way, you have to nip it in the bud. And you have to cut off. You have to be willing to step away from the table. Any negotiation, when you're trying to get something from somebody else, you have to be willing to say, if you don't give me this, I'm going to walk away.
And Shorty, Rock, I want to emphasize communication is key. That's a critical component. It's the type of communication. Right. It needs to be effective. Because I'm pretty sure you're walking around, you're throwing stuff, you're slamming doors. Your sarcasm level is elevated ridiculous. He knows that. But that's not motivating him to do anything. You need to communicate effectively and say, I don't like this.
Specifically.
How come this is happening?
Right.
Why is this happening? I personally, I'm a different type of female. I'm actually going to apologize that it went on for so long. I have no ego at all when it comes to certain things. So I'm going to say, you know what, baby? I'm really sorry that I did not say something 3 years ago, but this has really been bothering me. Or, you know what, baby? I'm so sorry, but for the past 7 times that I've been to your house, I marked it in the calendar. Yes, I'm being petty. Please, we need to handle this. I would do that. I would take that initiative to apologize, even though...
And then follow through.
Yes, exactly.
And then follow through. Because you cannot say that, right? And then continue to go over there, number one, and then clean up, number two.
You're right.
Right?
You're
Because
right.
what you're saying is great. And being direct and specific is exactly what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
But then you have to be able to pull that card. Like, hey, if you don't do this, I'm a step away. I'm not going to be involved with you anymore.
And consistency is key.
Yeah.
Because they might try to revisit it 3 or 4 visits down the road, and you got to reaffirm.
That's right. You definitely got to reaffirm. I mean, consistency will help your relationship in so many different ways. That is a word that you really need to digest and understand that consistency is a very important in building a strong relationship, regardless
Yes.
of who you're with. Okay, I just want to let you know that things can change. Don't give up on people. Okay. You sometimes have to just take the initiative and understand that you might be at a level that they may not be at as far as the knowledge and understanding of how you personally feel, because you might feel a certain type of way and they don't feel that way.
Yeah.
And you can't assume that they know and they're just being disrespectful and spitting on your feelings. You have to be able to say, this is how I feel, and I need you to do X, Y, and Z so that I don't feel this way. And if you don't do X, Y, and Z, then I'm going to stop.
And it's not a violent ultimatum.
Right.
It's not a threat. You do this or I'm doing this. It's a compromise.
In a conversation.
Yes.
We're not yelling at each other when we're doing this.
Yes.
Remember what Sue say, it's about how you communicate too.
Yes.
Proper communication. Okay?
So I think this is something that you can try some of these suggestions and see after a few visits. I think you'll see some progress.
Right. But thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate you watching the Dr. Rock Show. Make sure if you have a question, make sure you look at the links below and email us your question, whether it's a video or whether it's an actual written question. If you want us to use your name, we'll use your name. If you don't, then that's fine. Just let us know and we won't use your name. But we want to hear more questions. We want to hear from you. And pretty soon we're actually going to have some of the people who actually have questions. We're going to actually have them physically on the show. Okay,
Awesome.
So stay tuned for that, and make sure you download the Khaliseum app. That's www.khaliseum.com.
All right,
y'all. It's the Dr. Rock Show. We out. Bam.
Yeah. Oh, all right.